Tommy! You're out.
I'm out, but I'm banned from leaving Alberta. I'm banned from leaving Calgary. Banned from leaving Calgary. I have to see. I have to have the conditions of release are. I have to give my passport in the morning. I'm not allowed to leave Canada. I said, what if I just want to go home? They said you're not allowed to. So if there's certain conditions, I'm not allowed to. I have to come here every Tuesday, Wednesday, and Friday, and I have to give them the address of where I am, notify them of any hotel that I'm staying in, but not. I don't understand it in the sense of.
Do you have to make any bond or surety? Do you have to put any money up?
No bond or surety. No, they just said I just have to wait now. But I said, well, how does that make sense? Because what if I meant to go home anyway? It's my daughter's birthday, and they said, well, you don't automatically, you can't go home. Basically, you don't automatically have permission to go home. We're taking your passport, and you're awaiting a hearing.
Now, obviously, fixing these problems is priority one, but in terms of your Canadian speaking tour, we had you scheduled for Edmonton tomorrow.
I'm not allowed to go to Edmonton. They made that clear. You're not allowed to. It says it here. Red Deer. What's Red Deer?
Red Deer, that's a city in central Alberta.
Okay, that's where I'm allowed. Not allowed south of Red Deer. It says, turn in your passport no later than 11 a.m. Remain in southern Alberta, Red Deer to the USA border at all times.
That's so weird and arbitrary.
Well, that's to stop me going to Edmonton. It's to stop me talking in Toronto. That's the sole purpose of this. That's what I said. The sole purpose of this is to stop me having discussions and talking in the cities I was meant to be in.
Maybe we'll have to reschedule that Edmonton event in Red Deer.
In Red Deer, yeah. Okay.
Maybe we'll have to get a bus to bring our Edmontonians down to Red Deer. Now, this is all waiting for what? Like, what are we waiting for? Is there a hearing?
They're waiting for a hearing, yeah. They said waiting for a hearing, but I said, how long can a hearing take? They said, they didn't say. So they said originally they were talking about holding me here. They said they might hold me for 48 hours and then transfer me to Vancouver on a plane.
48 hours in this building or in a local jail?
In a jail. So in a jail for 48 hours and then transport me in a plane to Vancouver.
In a plane to Vancouver? Why?
Because that must be where their centre is.
So this was immigration and
immigration, yeah.
And inside there, were you just in an...
I was called into immigration. I'd done a 3-hour interview in immigration to come in it. I went through immigration. I said that I went through immigration to come in it.
I don't want you to say anything that you think is confidential that you want to share only with the lawyer, but what exactly have they accused you of?
They haven't accused me of anything, just immigration violations. Immigration violations. And they said they detained me under...
Have you ever been to Canada before?
No. And they arrested me under a warrant. Did you get my recording from in the back of the car?
Yeah.
Where it was saying, I was recording it in the back of the car, and it was saying the man who's authorised. And do you know what? I'll be straight up, the 3 officers were lovely. And they said, this isn't us. The copper said that.
I believe that.
Yeah, they were really nice. They were really nice. Even then, they were really nice. They said, look, this isn't us. And this goes, because I said, well, how can I be held? Like, what you're saying, that I just can't leave? I haven't even got anywhere. I've got a hotel room for a night. How can I be held here for weeks and weeks? He goes, well, you're held. We're taking your passport tomorrow. So you have to apply for everything.
Well, let me say this. You dealt with Alain Hepner on the phone?
I spoke to him on the phone, yeah.
In my experience, he's one of the top criminal lawyers in Calgary. Now, and if this is more an immigration matter, he'll know the right people. I believe, just based on what you've told me in the last 5 minutes, that it may be possible to get an expedited hearing in front of a judge to alter these conditions.
Yeah, it's because the conditions, because if I'm in Canada, I'm in Canada.
Because these were just conditions placed on you by the police, right? There was no hearing, there was no judge.
These were by the police, no. These were by the police to if I want to get out. So if you want to get out, agree to these conditions.
You did the right thing by agreeing to it, just to get out of there. The idea of sending you to Vancouver is insane. They probably would have put you at the remand center, which is an awful, awful jail here in town. So you made the right decision by agreeing to those.
I'll be back here by 11 in the morning to give them my passport.
We'll work with Alain or whoever immigration expert he advises to see how quickly we can get in front of a judge to vary these. This is the police's opinion. And they had custody of you, so they really had you...
Get before a judge.
I believe so. I'm not an expert in immigration law, but I'm glad it's a Monday as opposed to a weekend. We should be able to get you into court quickly.
Tuesday, Wednesday. What did I say? It says on there, Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday. I have to be in here between 9 and 12. So,
just to check in, is that what you're saying?
Just to check in, yeah. Check in on Tuesday, Wednesdays and Fridays.
That's Tuesday and Wednesday. Even that doesn't even make sense. That's just...
I know, I've got the weekend. Go do what I want for the weekend.
Well, I don't want to make light of things, but I got to say, I mean, I was born and raised in Calgary, and it's a wonderful city.
But what I asked them specifically, I said, look, your borders are open like every other country's borders. Is this normal? It's 4 cars of officers turning up. They were armed. Are all your officers armed? Are your officers they had firearms? When they turned
Most
up?
police are.
They are, okay, not in England. I said, is this normal to come and pick someone up? I said, you've seen what I was doing. I was just doing a speaking engagement. They said, where have you been? I said, yesterday I met Ensaf Badawi. That's why I travelled here. I've just met family, spoke to them, and today I was talking about freedom of speech. Like,
You were talking about the very things that happened to you, and the moment you finished, you talked about.
And it happens.
You talk about lawfare, censorship.
They mentioned the threat. They mentioned a threat to national security. That's what they mentioned. You
What?
hear them in the car.
Yeah. Well, what did they particularize that?
No. One of the reasons you could be being detained is for this reason. It's like free speech.
You know, as you saw,
I
there.
had them out because I was sort of thinking, not again, and I'm in Canada.
Well, let me tell you, we've posted a few tweets and a few short videos, and even though it's, what time is it here? It's late at night here. It's not morning yet in the UK, so it's that time when North America and Europe are sleeping. But despite that, the videos that we've posted about your arrest have been seen hundreds of thousands of times, and they've been retweeted by people who are shocked, including Jordan Peterson, by the way. And I understand you're scheduled to meet with him?
Well, I was scheduled. Now it doesn't look like impossible to, does it?
Well, let me say the opposite. I believe that, and by the way, this was a federal thing. This was Justin Trudeau's border services. This isn't a local Calgary police. Correct me if I'm wrong. This wasn't Calgary police.
He says that, didn't he? I recorded him. So I've got the recording on my phone. So I recorded in the back of the car with my phone in my pocket and just said, tell me who instigated this. And he gives me the name, doesn't he?
Yeah.
He gives me the name on there. And I think he said it's federal government.
Well, listen, you've had a busy, you're probably still jet lagged because you just got in the country.
I know, man.
Let's get, I'm glad you're out too.
Yeah. Thanks for getting the lawyer.
He's the best, and we'll get the best. We'll see if we can get before a judge, see if we can get these conditions altered.
Toronto. I want to meet the people in Toronto. I still want to go. I want to go to Toronto. I certainly wanted to meet Jordan Peterson and Tammy Peterson. I've admired and watched them for a long time, which is what I said to them. I'm not here as a risk. I'm here as a journalist. I'm a journalist.
Did any of them watch the presentation?
No.
They were waiting outside till it was over.
Yeah, well, I went upstairs, and as I come walking outside, they just come running over. So they were waiting.
Did they handcuff you?
Yeah.
They did. Eh? Why would they do that?
Me behind my back, yeah.
That's outrageous.
Yeah, I said that to them as well as I was back in the back of the car. Just take my handcuffs off, man.
At least unlike the Metropolitan Police, they didn't pepper spray you.
No, they didn't. And you know what? They were really nice. I'm going to say, I don't think they liked what they were doing. And in fact, they were saying, I asked him multiple times, he said, look, I can't comment on our country's situation and I can't comment on any of these things, Tommy. And they seemed very sympathetic.
You know, Calgary is the freest.
They seemed very nice. The police officers are very nice. They all shook my hands on the way out the door as well. They just said, look, like, this is what it is. This has come. And they said, this isn't our decision, yeah? They made that very clear. This isn't our decision. None of it's our decision. You hand your passport in, whether you can leave the country, it's not down to us. It's from up there.
Well, it's pretty late, and I know you'll be wanting some sleep.
If they try and hold me in the country, so I miss July 27th. I wonder if they're going to try and hold me in Canada for months. I've got lots going on in the UK. That's what I was thinking. Are they going to detain me and keep me here for months? Because he said, like, it's not up to you when you go home. You can't just go home.
Well, that's madness. And listen, what they said, that's their opinion as police. That's not, I think, get in front of a judge. You came to this country to do public interest journalism, speaking. You came by invitation of Gad Sad and Tammy and Jordan Peterson. You came here in good faith.
I did in good faith. I've had a nice time. I've been in Montreal. I said to them, I've been in Montreal for a week. I had a lovely time. I said I went to the Badawis yesterday for dinner. I said I've come here now with Rebel Media. I said I worked for Rebel for 2 years. I said so I've come to thank their supporters. What's the problem? Well, I don't understand the problem. It's not like there's been a high risk event. It's not like there's been any protests.
There wasn't a single protester at your event tonight.
Nothing. It was a nice event, wasn't it?
I
I was just about to go get some dinner. So we just found the name of the best steakhouse in the city. And it's like, boom.
Well, we'll help you out. We'll get whatever lawyer. I mean, I'm from this town, so I think we've got some friends that we can get together to help. Folks, if you want to chip in to help cover the criminal lawyer who did his work tonight and the immigration lawyer that we'll likely need. I'm not an expert in these matters, but it seems to me that step one is to get before an actual judge and have these conditions varied. I do not believe it makes sense to keep you here indefinitely.
Yeah, indefinitely. For how long? That's what I said. For how long? Yeah. I asked him, for how long? He said...
So we're going to get right on this first thing in the morning. I'm glad you're out. I'm glad you're not staying in a cell. If you want to help cover the lawyers, the criminal lawyer, the immigration lawyer, go to TommyTrial.com. I was planning on spending tomorrow going up to Edmonton with you, so we'll spend the day. We'll spend the day lawyering. I don't know what we can do with our Edmonton event other than cancel it. I mean, we could try and bust them down to Red Deer, but I think we got to focus instead on getting you a legal solution. Tommy, I'm glad you're out.
Cheers, everyone.
Cheers.
Thanks, everyone, as well.